So reduce file size. This is a good one. Especially with plan sets and big PDFs, and a lot of our PDFs we work with have a lot of just junk in the background, like just kind of I call it garbage data that gets put in there when you print from AutoCAD or MicroStation or whatever, and anything, and you can really reduce the document size quite a bit, which makes handing the document off and letting others access the document a lot easier. So I typically reduce all my documents that are over even just a couple megs. So do that file size reduction. Go to Document and Reduce File Size right down here, and then you can do a couple things. So you can actually add besides the document that I'm in, I can reduce the file size on multiple documents at once. So I can go and add open all my open files. I can go search for a folder, and it'll find all the PDFs in that folder. Or you can do folder and subfolders, so it'll find every single PDF in the whole tree structure hierarchy of folders. And I can basically do like what they call like a batch reduction, where I can reduce the file size of any number of PDFs all at one shot here. And then what we can also do is change how we want it to reduce, so we can kind of go back and forth between how much is it going to compress it versus how much is the quality going to degrade. And I always just keep this guy right in the middle, and I never see, even right in the middle, you get a really good file size reduction, and you don't get any loss in quality really. I mean, you can put two PDFs side by side, one that was unreduced and one that's reduced, and zoom in really close to even like the pixel, and I guarantee you're not going to be able to tell any difference if it's even right in the middle here. But you can tweak this. You can move it around, and it'll tell you what's going to happen. Significant reduction in image quality. Text and images may be difficult to read because I'm doing the maximum compression here. But I'm going to leave them right in the middle here. And then all I do is save, and it'll ask me, do you want to overwrite the existing file or do you want to save a copy? And sometimes you might want to save a copy to see what it looks like after it gets compressed, just to make sure it looks okay. I've never run into any issues, but that's not a bad habit to get into. But in this case, I'm just going to say no, because I want to overwrite the existing file. And then I'll just say save. Actually, I got to pick the one that I'm in. So same name here. I'm going to save. Yes. And reduce the file size, and then it tells you what the original file size was, what the final one was, and then the percent reduction here. And this is a tiny file, right? There's only 4 pages. There's nothing in it, but you can really reduce some of those big, 50 plus, 100 plus megabyte files down to significant reductions. 30 to 80% I've seen up to, or even more than that, honestly. So good habit to get into.